Hello guys, welcome to your second science class. Tell me, what can you see in the picture? What topic is related to? Well, today we're going to speak about the evidences of the Ice Age. For this, I need you to take notes in your science notebook and then illustrate them. I also want to make you a challenge. You have to tell me 5 facts about Ice Age that you learned in the previous class. Write them and send it to me in a message. Well, let's get started. And let me ask you something. How can a jury find out if a person is guilty or innocent? Well, using evidence, that is, searching for facts or information indicating whether a belief or proposition is true or valid, then the jury can decide if the individual is innocent or guilty. Well, let me tell you that scientists do the same. They do researches to prove theories. And today we're going to speak about why scientists are sure about ice ages have occurred on Earth. When people study the Earth, when scientists study the Earth and the land around it, they find out things that people don't know. They are able to study events that happened in the past by looking at fossils and different chemicals that are found in the rocks. Scientists also have studied the land and have found that there is evidence that in Northern Europe and in North America ice ages really existed. Okay, according to the scientists, there are 3 types of evidence for ice ages. 1 is the geological, 2 is the chemical, and 3 is the paleontological. Let's see how is each of them. The geological one are when scientists score and scratch rocks. That's when they find something and they try to clean them to see what kind of chemicals they get from it, and then they study it. Well, also the glacial moraines, that are material that are left behind by a moving glacier. Drumlins, that are hills formed by the movement of glacial ice sheets. Also, valley cutting and the deposition of tilt or tilts and glacial erratics. We're observing a picture of a glacial erratic. Speaking about the chemical evidence, they will find that variations in the ratios of isotopes in sedimentary rocks, ocean sediments cores, and for the most recent glacial periods, ice cores. You remember, they still have ice, so that's why they're studying them. In this picture we can observe an ice core, and if you observe it has a cylinder shape. Well, for the paleontological evidence, they study the changes in the geographical distributions of fossils during a glacial period. Cold adapted organisms spread into lower latitudes, and organisms that prefer warmer conditions become extinct or are squeezed into lower latitude. Now let's watch a video, but you have to pay attention because you need to answer a question. What is the scientist holding in his hand? Send me your answer by email.
If you were to imagine Ohio about 20,000 years ago, to be honest, it'd probably look a little bit like it does now. Except behind me, instead of a gorge, there would be a massive sheet of ice, and at its thickest, 2 miles high. If you were a hunter, instead of giving your dog a ham bone after dinner, you might give him something like this great big mammoth femur. Now, mammoths were the kings of Ice Age Ohio. They could reach 11 feet tall and 13,000 pounds. And not only were these massive herbivores roaming our forests, we also had giant ground sloths and the mammoth's close cousin, the mastodon. Now, with all these great big herbivores munching on the trees and the plants around here, a lot of plants had to adapt in order to survive. One of these plants was the honey locust, with thorns up to a foot long. Some scientists think they had adapted to defend themselves against the likes of mastodons and giant ground sloths. So what's really interesting is that if you go out to the forest today, you can see many remnants of the Ice Age. For example, raccoons, opossums, foxes, and even white-tailed deer all lived during the Ice Age. So while we think of the Pleistocene as thousands of years ago in the past, you can actually find a bit of the Pleistocene in your very own backyard.
Well, thanks for watching. And for this time, your homework is going to be very easy because you have to watch the movie Ice Age 2 that is called The Meltdown. And please tell me, you have to write in your notebook how is the information in the movie related to the topic that we are studying. Please match all the similarities. Thank you and see you.